Go.
Okay.
I'm P Gucci.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
Let's go. To you too, by the way.
Thanks, dude. Okay, Jack 2. Hella parkour. Oh, first memory cards.
Oh no. Oh no, here it comes.
Boomer, do you remember how to jump?
I do. But I don't know. The computer talks Chinese to me. I don't know. Weeb. Chinese.
What?
What game's in Chinese? Weeb. I'm sorry. But yeah, welcome everyone. This is Jack 2. Sickynar, we are the runners. And we'll be showing you...
me and Boomster. So, like, the first minute of this game is, like, significantly more parkour heavy than the rest of it. I actually had a pretty fortunate start here. I shouldn't speak too soon, though.
Karma might come get you.
Yeah, seriously. This felt like a 104, which is fine. I'll take it.
See, I didn't even start my timer. I just realized. Damn. It shouldn't matter though, right? If I have started, like, I haven't started my timer. Shouldn't matter though, right? But yeah, as Sicky said, the first minute of the game is pretty parkour heavy. We gotta escape the fortress here, and as soon as we're out, instead of going to the intended mission that we're supposed to do, we're gonna be doing a couple of level barrier skips, rather, or progression skips, I guess you can call them. Yeah, one of them is red barrier skip, and yellow barrier skip, and there is March Tomb skip, which is gonna do a huge percentage work for us. Currently, right now, and the game will skip us to, or the March Tomb skip will bring us up to 67 as soon as we're done with it. So here's red barrier skip on my end. And
I'm actually getting really, really good zoomer RNG.
Yeah,
it's like crazy.
Zoomers in this game are, early on at least, the fastest way to travel around. Also later, but it depends on certain situations, like how far do you have to travel with the zoomer. Exactly.
Like, I think with longer distances, sometimes you benefit from doing it, but the jetboard, at which we get later, at max speed actually matches the zoomer.
But I'm keeping that max speed all the time. Kind of difficult on the jetboard.
It's not a consistent max speed. Oh. I got bamboozled.
Oh no. Well,
let's try that one more time.
On my end, you can probably see it. You were doing yeah, March Tomb skip. Alright, that's March Tomb skip on my end.
I splatted.
Splatting is never good. Just got pancaked.
I had to, like, audio settings.
So we don't have anything just yet. We still have our ground movement, but right here we're going to be doing a percentage warp. That's gonna again bring us to 67%, and well, yeah, we're gonna get everything that we should have done up to that point, or that we should have gotten up to that point, which is 3 weapons, some weapon upgrades, and what else? The jetboard, which is gonna be the most the most important part of the run, basically.
You'll see it's pretty game breaking because of one specific exploit you can do with it. Okay, on my stream, I don't know where Boomer's at. I just did a thing called left tomb jump, which is kind of a big sequence break in Mars Tomb. requires this fairly precise roll jump out of bounds into like a room halfway through.
And you do it from the water too, so you have to get a water roll jump going. And if that doesn't
water
work,
roll jumps. Sorry about
go
that.
ahead. No,
What
no,
were
go
you
ahead.
saying?
All good.
I don't know if they're frame perfect, but they're very tight. You have to time his land. And it could be a pretty scary trick when you're first learning this game.
There's a lot to learn about that, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty okay. This is also the only time in... Oh wait, I'm lying. This is the first time in the Jak and Daxter series that you get to play as Daxter. So that's pretty cool to know.
And you actually get a lot more opportunities in Jak 3. I think this is the only like Daxter only portion of this game, like entirely.
I think it is.
Okay, so after this spider cutscene here, you're gonna see a thing called a hover, which is a crazy exploit using the jet board. Oh, maybe Boomer will do it.
Did you not get it?
Not the first one.
Alright. I got it.
Take us home, Boomer.
Allows
Okay,
us
so
us to fly infinitely high on demand basically. And we're gonna be skipping through all of the levels with that. It's pretty useful.
There we go. I got the backup hover into the tombstones.
Oh nice. Oh, I just did the punch board.
Oh nice.
Alright, tombstones.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I'm a fool.
For what?
Nothing.
Alright.
Don't pay attention to me.
This one
Oh
right
my
here
goodness.
is a music puzzle.
There you go.
Yeah, for some reason they thought that would be a good idea to put in a music puzzle in this. Oh.
I had my OBS muted, so I start the puzzle and I'm like, wait, I can't hear anything.
No.
Okay, we're done with audio.
Wait,
Actually, no, we're not.
I so messed up the tombstones. What is wrong? Hold on.
So the hover can be used to basically do like some pretty massive skips, like what you just saw there. Instead of just doing the right side of the tomb, you can just hover right to the button. Oh, also because we're using memory cards, you can't like immediately save warp. Which actually, in that case, it was probably better to take a death warp, which is funny to think about.
Oh, thanks for the trick. I'll do that. I don't think it puts you there, does it? It doesn't, Sicky.
Oh, no, actually, you're right. I don't think it
me.
works.
You tricked me. You tricked me.
Oh, wait, crap. Did you do a death warp?
Yes.
I'm sorry. No,
It's all
I was
good.
just
It's all good.
theorizing. I was thinking out loud.
Wait, as you see, finding out that strats don't work. That's not too
This
bad.
is the only like major RNG portion of this run, and it's nice that it happens only to be about 7 minutes into the run. But it can fluctuate pretty hard. Like a really good run will have like a low 8-minute praxis time. An average run is like 8:30 to 8:40. Sometimes you end up grinding for like a better praxis time. You can get it. I'm gonna go for a 5-hit here, which he actually only has 4 slots of HP per phase, but if I can get 5 hits here, it actually makes the last phase shorter. Which I didn't get, because bomb RNG. This part's completely random. He actually gave me really good bomb spawns. That was amazing.
I got a 5 in. It's pretty good. So you'll be seeing it on my end. As soon as you hit him next time with a bomb, he'll actually lose 2 health instead of 1. Just like that. There you go.
So this would have been almost like perfect for... Oh! Okay.
Did you hit him lucky?
No.
No. What happened?
Not worried about it.
Alright. Oh no, Sicky. Oh no, alright. That's a major time loss, but that's okay. Sicky will probably
It's like
catch
a
up.
minute. I'm gonna go for 2 5-hits, which is riskier and less consistent, but
Alright, so right here, you're going to be seeing, again, a lot of hovering. Since we now got the board, it's going to be useful all over the place. And again, if there's no zoomer around, it's usually faster to just use the jet board, especially for short distances. And you can do side flips like I do, and that's going to build up momentum. Pretty useful. What? How did I just trigger the guard? Alright. So right here, there's a little
I
death
actually
board.
got another really good third phase of Praxis. This Praxis fight has actually been a lot better than my than the first one.
Well, good thing you you fell down or you died or whatever happened.
Okay, yeah, that was I wanted that one first. My first one wasn't good enough, so I wanted to reset.
That's cool. I understand. I do the same. Don't worry about it, Sicky. Alright, so right here we talk to our boy Porn, but we're gonna leave right as we talk to him.
Yeah, a lot of these little missions, we just have to go activate them because they trigger flags in the game to like load other areas. The way missions work in this game is like flag based, which is why like you can't just like you're gonna see me go to like this fortress to like do this mission, and that's why you can't just go there right from the beginning and like do the mission. It's because the game has to like acknowledge that the mission is like live before it can actually let you complete it. Did you show them the death warp to Torn?
Nope. Death warp to Torn.
Right.
New strats.
No. The hover over the wall on the overpass.
I do not know. Oh, that one. Yes, I did. Of course.
Yeah,
I did show that. So I just got done with the fortress level that Sicky was just talking about. There's a little bounce you do, or at least you can hover towards the wall, and luckily you can bounce off of it and skip like half the level with it. Casually, it's a real pain to get to that part. Lots of dying usually. But,
yeah, the first time I ever played it, I think that level took me like 100 attempts to get through, because you're just being bombarded by like Crimson Guards everywhere. Seeing like a really good hoverless attempt at it actually looks really sick. It's a lot of like swag jetboarding.
Yeah, so right here, I'll be starting a new mission that I haven't gotten just yet, which is the sewer mission. We have to guide 3 guys through the sewers. We go to a statue and, you know, check it out. And this is like a really scary part, especially for a marathon, because if you die in this place, you lose about 3 minutes. Or depending on where you die, you lose a lot of time. Let's just put it that way.
There's like not a single checkpoint in the entire mission, which also makes this mission like a nightmare casually. I think that's why a lot of people remember this game as being like the hardest Jack, is because there's like literally no checkpoints.
That's something that this game is very infamous for anyway, not having checkpoints, or too many checkpoints rather. So where are you at?
Also,
Ooh,
I'm just doing the reset warp in the elevator.
nice.
You see us do a lot of like reset warps at the top of elevators, and that's because when you actually enter that loading area, it triggers the bottom like level. It like loads it off screen. So if you do a mission reset, it just brings you to the base of the elevator, which is usually faster. There's some context where it's not, but
Most of the time it does. That's pretty helpful. Some small optimization. I mean, you could take it down, but I feel like for this, if you would take down the elevator for the sewer mission, it wouldn't even be loaded and everything. As in, you wouldn't get the mission.
yeah, if you're not careful, you can actually do a reset warp and then wind up back in the city, which I've done, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, your camera position will determine a lot in this run. Or not just to run, but in the game generally. So it's not the model that's, or like your character that's actually hitting certain triggers, it's the camera. So what really helps if you do those restart warps, go in first person real quick. And then you should be getting it.
Did you talk about the little skip in the sewers?
Yep. Oh no, I haven't.
So you saw me like run up really fast to those guys at the front. The reason I did that is because if you kill them fast enough, there's like a ambush that happens that's like scripted where these spiders will come up from behind you, but that doesn't occur if you kill the two in the front fast enough. Ammo management for the next few levels is kind of important.
I died. Wow. One of these guys was behind me and I didn't see him spawn. Damn, that's crazy.
I'm gonna play this really safe.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I recommend you do.
Because I'm on 1 health.
Oh, damn.
I could die pretty easily in this next phase because you can get trolled during the final ambush in this area. It'd be funny if about that. It'd be not ideal, but.
Well, that's exactly what just happened to me.
Did you get a guy to drop on you at the last level?
Yeah. Well, he spawned behind me and he used his laser, which they barely do.
Yeah, that's pretty rare, but it's occurred to me as well.
Wasn't really expecting that.
I'm gonna stand like really close to the dudes for that.
For a normal run, that would be a reset right there, but can't do that right now. And I'm also going to be doing the same thing that Sicky just talked about. Little skip. I'm going to be low on ammo now. My management is going to be really weird.
Okay, well I didn't die, so that's good.
That's good. Oh, God.
I mean, there's so many points in this run where stuff can go wrong, so you can never really tell who's ahead until the very end.
How long does the ambush
next
take,
mission-
actually? You know that?
Hmm?
How long
The
does
ambush?
It's
It's about 50 seconds.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I kept talking over you. Go ahead.
Oh, no big deal. I was just saying that next mission is actually one of my favorite missions, even though it's like super finicky. It's one of the only phases where ammo management is like really, really important, except for maybe like the last boss fight and a couple other places. My yellow ammo count is important here. I have 87, which is good. I'm gonna get a refill. Depending on your ammo count, you don't need to get that refill, but because it takes about 30 bullets per enemy in this level. I'm gonna be killing these like big tripod robots that are like invading, that are like trying to take out these rebel hideouts.
Dang it, that really took its time. So at the end of this mission, you're also going to be doing another restart warp. It's going to bring you right back to the start. Pretty convenient. And there's lots of stuff like that all over the place.
Whoa.
I probably have to go for all the ammo that I can get.
So coming up for me is going to be the first of 3 races. And for the speedrun, the races, they're not necessarily auto-scrollers. There's a lot of strategy and little like minute time saves that you have to employ in each one, but they can be pretty scary. The first of the 3 actually, to me, is kind of the freakiest, because there's like a lap skip that saves about 5 seconds over the course of the whole race that runs the risk of you falling and dying like immediately.
And also, depending on where you die there, you're gonna be losing a lot of time.
Yeah, NPC RNG here can also be pretty trolly. My first lap was pretty forgiving. They didn't really get in my way.
It's usually the first and the last that you have to worry about, which is the 5th. Because the first they're all up your ass, basically. And then the second one, or the 5th one, you get so close to them again, you lap them, basically, that you have to watch out. Pretty scary. They also like to kill themselves in the race. Like they just drive into walls and die, and you gotta watch out not to drive next to them while they do that, because then they'll blow up too.
The AI isn't particularly elegant in the races. I think because what happens is once you lap them, the AI tells them like, wow, the player so far ahead that we need to do whatever we can to beat him, which includes taking like insanely risky maneuvers that usually end up with the driver just colliding with a wall.
Basically committing Sudoku. Trying to take you with them.
I actually braked to let the guy fly into the wall before I took the jump.
Oh no.
Because I saw him like coming up on like the jump and I was like, well, this is bad. At least, I mean, it's better than dying.
Mm-hmm. A lot better than dying.
It was weird. I lapped him on the 4th lap. I was like, hello.
Oh no. So it's pretty safe not to go for the lap skips in the 1st and the 5th. But if you want to go fast, then you have to do that. But as soon as you have a little head start, or as soon as you're ahead, then you can go for the lap skips.
Yeah, like usually I go for only like the faster lap skip on 2 through 4, and then I omit it for 1 through 5. Because I'm like really bad at getting it on lap 1, even though a lot of other runners are really consistent.
There's just a lot that can go wrong, especially with that AI.
Yeah, just AI RNG, I just don't trust it. So you're gonna see I'm gonna chain a series of reset warps here, because the way that the game is sort of like a jigsaw puzzle of these like loading zones, and once you cross a loading zone, it changes your spawn point. So as soon as you hear your PS2 start doing like its scratch thing with the disc, you know you've crossed the loading zone and you can reset. Do some swag grinds here.
Oh, that's some pretty cool way to describe it, by the way. These two in the scratch thingy.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even look at my screen. I just wait
listen
till
to the
I hear it and I
PS2.
pause.
Oh, she's doing it again.
Hey,
Got the
got the
checkpoint.
Peacemaker hover. So we're about to get a pretty OP weapon called the Peacemaker. But first, be out of bounds. That was actually a really solid hover. Something funny that you saw there. So the way a lot of like room loading zones work is that they're actually dictated by the camera's distance to the door that like loads said room. And what was it? It becomes we exploit that later on a lot more obviously for this major skip about 40 minutes into the run. I'm gonna take this race pretty slow.
Yeah,
This
that
race
one,
is different from the other two.
the so-called arrow race is kind of also infamous for being really hard. Not just among the speedrunners, but also the casuals. Mostly the casuals. Everyone hated that race, apparently.
Yeah, I was pretty bad at it the first time around. Mostly because it's you see how it's like actually in the city, and pedestrians can be pretty unforgiving here. Not every pedestrian has collision during this race, but they'll just randomly decide to like give one or two collision. And if you happen to collide with one of those, you can get sent like literally like any random direction it decides to send you, which either means you'll just like miss a ring or you'll get knocked into a wall.
Or even completely out of place, so you'll fail the race.
Yeah, you'll either get knocked so out of place that you'll just lose. And missing rings in this race guarantees time loss just because you can't do them out of order or else it'll insta-fail you. You can, however, hit the end loading zone without having gotten all the rings and you'll still complete the mission, which we call like basically doing a ringless. Optimally, it's faster. But if you see where I'm at, if I were to just like lose a ring right now and I had to like go around the bend to like avoid them, it would cost me about 10 or so seconds. Oh, sub 2.
No, that's good. Optimally, you want to get sub 2 for all the races in this game. That's how you can determine whether it's a good race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good metric for like the pace.
Or at least around 2, that's pretty good. But getting sub 2 is it's even better.
Getting sub 2 in class 1 is really good. This game sort of has like a GTA style way of playing where it's like a lot of like A to B, going to waypoints and stuff, which we pretty much memorize like where we have to go. This is more obvious in all missions. There's like a ton of like A to B and like driving.
And restart
Like a lot of
warps.
people. Yeah, a lot of restart warps.
And
So if you want to get good at
too.
driving in this game, you should run all mission.
It's basically driving simulator. It's a little inside joke.
You'll notice I just did like a front flip into nothingness, and that's because you'll notice I hovered up to that platform, and what that did was skip a loading zone. That didn't load the model for that hut that I was standing in, but the hut still existed as like a cutscene trigger. You just have to kind of know where it is. Oh my god, that was like a really, really good ghost town as well. I just did a trick called ghost towning, where if you hover into the main area and avoid the airlock, you can load like the model of the area, but not any of like the pedestrians of the map. And this benefit is twofold because A, I don't have to worry about pedestrians, and B, I don't have to wait for the airlock to open.
And it makes the game a lot smoother.
Yeah, it makes jetboarding so much less of a headache because there aren't like people.
157, by the way, for the race.
Yo, GG.
Pretty solid.
It's a really bad angle. I want to take this pretty high. There we go. Still got it.
I'll be doing the same thing that Sicky just did with the Ghost Town in just a second. So if you have missed it on this end, here's your chance to see it again.
That's the best part about a race. You can see everything twice.
Cool. Optimally, you see everything. Both. Like, you see it at the same time.
At the same time. So, going into this mission, it's just like another series of death warp exploits. Next to restart warping, death warping is like the next optimal thing. Because it's essentially, it does the same effect as a restart warp, but we can exploit the fact that like there are voids outside of boundaries to like cross the correct loading zone and then just hover out of bounds and die.
All right. Wow.
What happened?
We don't talk about that.
Okay, that's fine. This is how Jack races go. We'll be in a call, someone will gasp, and we'll be like, oh, okay, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I basically hovered too far trying to get the jump into the hut, and I fell down, and I tried to back it up somehow, and I hovered wrong. I missed the hover. And one of those middle heads shot me because I hovered so far to the right.
Oh,
and,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It killed me, basically. It shot me, and I fell into the water because of that.
This is actually one of my favorite hovers here, going through the forest. If I can get through a tree, that would look cool. Ah, I didn't get through a tree, I hit a tree.
Wow.
I wanted to showcase the fact that trees don't have collision halfway up.
I'm making major mistakes right now, holy shit. I landed right on the spike doing the Ghost Town hover. So I hovered too low, basically. Because if you hover too high, the area won't load. And we ain't getting the Ghost Town here, I guess. It's quite the time loss.
Missing Ghost Town isn't too bad. It's like maybe 7 seconds lost if you get the movement to the hut optimally after that. Because really all I have to factor in is like airlock time. And it gives you an opportunity to do an actual faster movement to the hut because you can use a zoomer. You're gonna see me doing a lot of like melee attacks here to forego having to use a lot of my gun ammo. And the reason is because I'm trying to manipulate the ammo drop table to like give me a specific type of ammunition.
The game checks for whatever you already have, and it will give you what you don't have. So if you use your weapons, then obviously it will give you the ammo you're missing. But if you overuse them, like if you use all of them, then it's just gonna give you whatever.
You'll see it just gave me 4 in a row of that same bullet. And I want 5 of those here if I can afford it. Because I use that ammo in a fight later on to make it go way faster. Looks like I've maxed out because it's not giving me anything. Where's that guy at? There you are. So that was actually pretty good.
Oh wow, this run is not going good for me right now. I'm missing all of the hovers. So sad.
That's the thing about running this game is you have to know a lot of backups because a lot of hovers can drop. Usually, a lot of times, hovers will drop because of the lag, and you can't do anything about that. So you have to just kind of like, this is a lot of improvising. No run really looks like no. Everyone drops hovers at least once or twice in a run. This is the second ghost town. Technically the third possible one in the run, but the Boomer, get the ghost town going to Brother, because I didn't get it.
All right, I'll try. I'll certainly try. Oh, I see what happened. Yeah.
I do that a lot with that one because I'm always like trying to be really delicate. I still got the shortcut to Brother though.
Without it being loaded? Same. Or with it being loaded?
Yeah, I almost got bodied by a Crimson Guard, but we're okay. There you go.
Yeah, having Ghost Sound here just makes it really nice to hover, because there's almost no lag. You know, no vehicles to render, no pedestrians, nothing.
Yeah,
game
there are
really
some
smooth.
areas of the game where hovering is like really not viable. On the purely on the basis that there are so many characters loaded at once that you can't consistently hover for more than like 5 or 6 seconds.
One of that spots is actually one of the final areas. There's thunder happening right at the end, and apparently that's lagging the game so much it will basically drop your hover all the time. But yeah,
So
we're
you'll
not
see-
there yet. You'll see it in a bit.
You'll see I triggered this mission just now with these like, there's like, you see that object with a number on it, and then there are all these green dots. And I'm kind of ignoring the dots, and the reason I'm doing that is because they're doing something that we call like mission storage, where I've hit the flag that this mission has to start. But I'm not going to do it yet because you can actually do a couple other missions intermittently. And just because of the way routing works, if you complete these missions first and then do a reset warp and go back to the other one, you just save like a minute's worth of like overworld travel. The one thing though that's kind of nerve-wracking is I had to do that mission and then this mission using without taking a death, because when you die in any of these missions, it kind of just overwrites that flag that you got before, and you'd have to reacquire it, which means like a minute's worth of driving, which we refer to as the drive of shame.
I just got trolled by one of these flying guards. They straight up didn't spawn, and they're not letting me finish my mission. Oh, there you go. That was unfortunate. But I'm hopefully.
What happened?
You know these flying guards? One of them got stuck.
Yes.
And he didn't come up again. So I had to like
Oh,
wait
you have
for
to
him
like
to
hunt
come
him
back.
down.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That kind of happened to me on the last flyer. I had to like wait for him to come back.
Well, at least it happened to you on the last flyer. I had to wait for like all of them, or for the last couple ones.
Yeah, if it's one of the early ones, it like offsets their spawn rate, and it's like confusing. Like they don't spawn in time with the rest of the guards, so I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Alright, so I just got the ghost town, and as you can see, there's no
Heck yeah.
lag. And I was pretty close to the end of the map as well, so I would have messed up right there.
Yeah, that one's
Copy.
tricky because you still have to like. There's like this aesthetic, like kind of model that's been loaded of Haven City that doesn't have collision, and you actually have to like land and have the camera cross the airlock door to trigger the physical map of it. So it can be kind of freaky.
The devs never intended you to go over that, so they didn't bother making it solid. Obviously, the devs didn't intend you to do a lot of
Wow.
stuff that we do.
I'm like getting bodied.
Oh no. Yeah, that's awful.
You gotta look at my stream. It's brutal. They like all
Oh
crowd
my god,
around
yes,
me.
I'm seeing it. Damn.
I physically like couldn't move. That was actually really good though, all things considered. I think I only did 1 or 2 extra punches. Admittedly, I didn't move for like 5 seconds, which like cost time, but you know, if you didn't die and you didn't like get a bunch of extra punches, you're usually fine. I'm not gonna risk. I'm gonna play this pretty safe. This jetboarding part can be pretty freaking when you know that you can't afford to die.
Have you explained why you can't die?
I did a little bit, just how like there's mission storage, and if you die within one of these missions, it just like erases that flag.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't die. That was good. I'm gonna go for communicator skip because why not?
All right, let's go.
Hey, I got it. Okay.
Nice.
You saw that there was a little communicator that floated around me, and then it didn't really say anything. That's because this weird property of that cutscene, or if you skip it at the right time, I think it causes just enough lag in the game to where the communicator like just doesn't work. We don't really 100% know why that happens. Seems like it works differently for everybody. And now that I didn't die, I just do a reset warp, and we're back to this guy. That's like a minute's worth of driving that we just shaved off. The thing though is that this mission isn't like RNG heavy, but there's a couple little weird quirks about it. Like Lurker AI is weird, and sometimes he will just do this. Or he doesn't want to hop onto your car. These things take 5 hits. You want to optimally shoot them at specific moments to get them to land as close as they can to these vents. Sometimes I do like an ammo check here to see what I have. I'm doing pretty good. I have 10 Peacemaker, which is what's important.
Do you even need 10?
I like to have 10. I end up using all of it for crew.
Oh, on crew? All of it. Alright.
Yeah. A perfect crew gives me 2 extra drops in a crate, so I end up using 12 total. You actually don't even need to pick this guy up. You can just get him into like the circle of like effect to where he acknowledges the vent, and then from there you can just drive away. And you'll see it increment down. Lurkers are your friend in this game, by the way, as opposed to the first one where they're like enemies. I think that's because they're endangered because we're in the future.
Well, are we in the future though?
Or more like the present, I guess. I always forget.
No, it's
Storyline of this game is confusing.
the past, isn't it?
Is this the past? No.
Yeah, this is the past. No.
This is the present at most.
I guess. Yeah.
That was really good RNG at the end there. Well, because you don't go ahead of time from here, right?
But from Jack 1.
From Jack 1, yeah. So Jack 1 would be the past.
No,
right?
that'd be the now. Present.
So this is the future.
No, this is the past.
No, because this is ahead of Jack 1.
No. Oh my god. See, this is the thing about the story. I'm not blaming you here, Sicky. Don't worry. The story is just very confusing. As to where you can't even tell what is.
Yeah, it's all just kind of a soup. Plot holes. So this is the last race. It's the easiest race in my opinion. I'm gonna do an easy strat where I just wait for them to go. The lap skips are like completely free. Okay, I got 2 boosts there, which isn't consistent, but it's really good when you get it. Then you can just do an extra boost. Maybe shaves like 0.6 seconds or something. Similarly, though, you can get bamboozled by NPCs in the last lap for this one, because you end up like catching up with them.
Alright, so the lurker right there flew a bit far away in a completely different direction that I wanted it to go. Can happen a lot of the time.
That happened in my second set of lurkers. He like flew completely the opposite way. I was like, thanks, dude.
I think they like to troll you.
The scary thing about that mission is that if they land in the water, it insta resets the mission because lurkers can't swim apparently.
See, this is pretty funny. I want to say I'm around 4 minutes behind right now, and that's mainly because how I died in sewers. So as soon as you make a single mistake in that, or a big mistake like that, you know, races like these, the runners are really good. The time loss is gonna, you know, be there throughout the run, obviously.
I mean, even good runners can just have like 1 or 2 mess ups, and some of the mistakes in this game can cost you minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a scary thing, except for I got fucking incredible zoomer spawn RNG, pardon my language. Basically, you want to hope you get a zoomer as fast as possible here, because you're getting shot from like every angle, and being vehicleless here is really scary. So I got really lucky there.
Oh my lord. Alright, awesome. I'm getting trolled by the lurker and he's just going full Jesus. Walking on water right
Is
now.
he?
Yeah, he was.
What happened?
The lurker was kind of walking on water and just going full Jesus.
Oh, I see. Yes.
The holy
They're known to
lurker.
do that. My favorite is when they do like ring around the zoomer,
Yeah.
and it's like, hey, you should consider getting in this zoomer.
What's funny is, while he was walking on the water, he decided to jump. I was really scared for a second, because if the lurker falls into the water, you have to do everything all over again.
So you saw I did that same set of reset warps again, only this time I'm going to this area. Where I'm going to quote-unquote explore the palace. But the way they designed this level is actually the same elevator that you enter is the one that you leave through. So all you have to do is go over here, load this area, and then hover back into the elevator, and the mission's over. Be kind of scary though, because you don't have a big area to land on here, but it's pretty consistent if you just kind of like know how to tilt your stick. We're back in the elevator, and we're done.
This mission casually also costs you a lot of time and a lot of nerfs too.
Yeah, I think
Guards.
there's one checkpoint like right at the beginning. It's like in a stupid spot too.
I think there are 2 actually, but I'm not too certain. There might be more.
There could be 2, yeah. I just remember the one right before like those dropping platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one right there.
Because in hoverless I use that one to practice. It's convenient.
I see.
There's also a theory that maybe we can manipulate these carriers to take us to the end of the game, but similarly we'd have to find a way to manipulate the flags since we don't know how to do. Here's a pretty broken way to use the hover.
One of the most broken, to be honest. Because this level without the hover takes quite a lot of time.
The only reason I kill them is to keep them from like stun locking me. It's not faster, but it's faster if they happen to be really trolly. So I don't like to risk it. I totally forgot to explain robot skip. You'll see it again when Boomer does it. Basically what I did was load the elevator that goes up to here only for the purpose of triggering its death plane. And then from there, I hover up to the top area so that I can like fly really high in the air, cross the death plane, and then fall through it. So that it thinks, oh, you fell down from the top of this elevator, which means the crew fight.
Oh. Man. I'm not sure if that's confirmed, but there are certain alert levels in the game. There's the first one where the guards are chasing you and only use their electroshocker on their gun, stick, whatever it is. There's a second level where they shoot at you. And there's a third one, supposedly. And as soon as you finish the race, I think that one's being triggered. I think somebody mentioned something like that. There's like a third level of alert.
The alert after the class 1 race,
yeah, exactly,
is like special, and it's like hardcore mode because sometimes they're just total jerks. I'm sad that you're using. Well, the downside to using the Japanese. Okay, let's not use it. Is that you can't hear Crew's amazing voice actor
Jack.
that I've grown to love. Yes, Jack.
Jack. And
Can you do your best Jack impression?
oh god.
Or not Jack. Crew impression.
Crew. I totally got beamed on. No, I got freaking beamed on.
Yeah, beamed on.
No. Beamed on. Have to
you got boomed on.
I got boomed on. I gotta do Explode Palace all over. Messed up the angle. Kinda hovered weirdly. No, this time I got beamed on.
Yo, I see Spice and Vaser. How's it going?
Oh wow.
This is the best part of the game. Because at this point, if you're on really good pace, your hands are shaking. And you sort of have like a minute to sit here and like relax and just play whack-a-mole. While you prepare for one of the scariest tricks in the game.
Alright, I got Explore Palace.
You got it? Nice.
You're like 5 minutes ahead of me, aren't you? Basically.
I'm not sure. I think maybe a few minutes. Oops, hit it red. Wow, I missed 3. Good job. So the next part, exiting this mission, is actually kind of scary. It's a very notorious area where the game likes to crash. And I'm not really sure why, other than maybe just loading the port is just really intensive for the game. So you have to just sort of sit here, and I like to wait until I see the lag from the loading area, and then I leave, because otherwise it's actually a very consistent hard lock, which a lot of times they feel random, but that one seems like pretty bad in particular. So this is that exploit I was talking about, using the door to load an area below us that we'd otherwise need to enter using like a big mech suit, because it's like quote unquote underwater. But look, it's not underwater and we're chilling. Don't at me. We use a thing called underport skip, which is requires some pretty precise manipulation of the way doors load areas to hover like through a loading zone to the end of this level. Okay, we're doing this casually. Holy shit. I messed up the, I patented front flip in the underport movement.
Oh, that one. Okay, for a second I was like, wait, which one you're talking about? But you do some different movement there. I just realized.
Yeah, I do a front flip to like those moving platforms. Just seems more consistent for me, except for when it's not. I actually really like Sig's Japanese voice actor. It's really good.
Crew doesn't sound bad either. It's not the...
Yeah, I didn't mind Cruz. It was pretty decent.
It's not the one that we know and love, but...
Yeah, it's not the one that I've spent thousands of hours listening to. I've actually accidentally hit Sig on that last part while doing the ground pound, and he's shot me in reaction, and I've like died, and I've lost friends like that.
Oh wow. Yeah, that can happen.
That's a bad feel.
And what's interesting about on the port there, that entire section doesn't have a checkpoint either, except for when you leave the suit.
Exactly. So you can split it into two. Like if you, luckily if you die, you don't have to do the skip again, but you do have to start from like the beginning of like the escort Sig part, which totally bogus. I'm watching for a Crimson Guard Zoomer spawn because I feel more comfortable using one of those to traverse the final part of the area of the game, because for whatever reason, hard locks seem to be less consistent when you drive on a Crimson Guard Zoomer opposed to a normal one. And coming up is another fairly notorious hard lock spot. We think because of the fact that there's so many things being loaded at the same time, the game just can't handle it and it just like freezes. If you look at the minimap, each one of those red dots is like a thing that the game has to think about, so it's like pushing itself really hard.
How do you wait for the like at the metalhead match? How long do you wait for the game to be loaded and everything? How do you know the lag is over?
I wait for the stutter, because when the game loads port, you see it kind of do like a hiccup.
Oh, do you move at all?
And then I usually don't move. Sometimes I shake the camera around like by like, you know, millimeters to see if it starts lagging.
Oh.
And then as soon as it lags, I know it's loaded. You also hear the music start.
Has watching part of the cutscene ever helped for that?
Nope. I think that's kind of a red herring. I think cutscene related stuff is just like a superstition.
Well, I mean, you can skip the communicator if you skip the cutscene, right? But I'm not sure if that...
Yeah, you're right. Some stuff does seem dependent. I don't know, it's weird. Like, Because there's so little that we understand about it. It's like I never know what is and isn't like actually influencing most of the stuff. This is kind of an auto-scroller. You just gotta be mindful of all those little people on the map. It slows you down pretty significantly to let that happen, where they hit Samos. I want to be pretty ginger with my blue ammo because I don't have a lot of it, and I don't want to dip into yellow because I have max yellow right now, and you pretty much need all of it to fight the final boss. So I'm gonna just chill.
Right, I didn't hardlock, by the way.
No hard locks. Sweet.
That's pretty good.
No whammies.
Oh my god. Vin's voice in Japanese is so good.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to it. Okay, his voice in Spanish is great. For one specific scene.
Ooh. No. Oh my god, that was close. I got stuck in the door. That on the port.
Oh, that's the scary thing when it snags you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that happened for me, but then I saw him fall and I was like, chilling.
Alright, I'm low on health, so if I mess this up, not good.
Yeah, health management can be important going out of crew fight because there's actually no like optimally there's no.
Alright.
You good?
Alright, so I played a lot of Jack 1 recently, and to see your health in Jack 1, you gotta press either R2 or L2. And I just did that while jumping to see how my health is. But unfortunately, I have Dark Jack since I had to do the mission earlier. I had to do it all over again. So mid fall, I activated Dark Jack, and yeah. Oh well. That's funny.
That's so funny. We're trying to do a pause buffer. I wish pause buffering worked in this game.
There is, I want to say there is pause buffer in this game, but it works differently.
Maybe someday. This is another common hardlock spot. Looks like I'm pretty good. Sometimes if there's like a ton of stuff around this door, when you load this room, it'll like freak out. You actually don't have to enter this door to load this cutscene. You'll just see it go straight to the cutscene. Because like the area of effect for that trigger is like really big and actually bleeds into the hallway. Same with the Metalhead Mash cutscene. You saw I didn't even go inside of like the Hip Hog Saloon.
You can trigger it from outside. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So this is the final stretch. Series of kind of precise hovers. It's kind of like a gauntlet of like a couple more really precise tricks before the end. One.
What's really cool, by the way, you can go into the area of construction site, but there is no checkpoint there and everything. No, wait, there's actually a checkpoint even. And you can go there from like right at the start, but you can't really trigger the missions in there. So that's really interesting to know. So if we find someone, or if we find a way to trigger the cutscene in there and all of that junk, then that would be you know, a 10-minute any % category. Not even.
Yeah, maybe less.
It's like
crazy.
8 minutes probably. It's pretty insane.
So here's the core fights. It's pretty straightforward. Just spam spray, crowd control, keep these little pieces of crap off you. Probably be careful. Ammo count right now is actually looking good.
Sub 105. Eyes emoji.
And time. 104.57. I'll take
Nice.
it.
But that's time for Sicky.
Sorry, I should have warned you.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, that was solid. Considering I had a death on Praxis, that cost me about a minute and a half.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The only two big mistakes that I had on my run was the death in Alice and right at the start in Sewers. But again, stuff like that can happen. Very finicky.
Yeah, you really can't predict. Like, times will fluctuate all over the map, just because, like, you know, like some failures actually, like, they can be tiny things, but they'll amount to like minutes worth of time loss.
For instance, dying in that one mission with the Titan suit destroying the
Yeah.
platform. If you die there,
That's a big one.
that's a minute right there. And it's a teeny tiny mistake. In other spots, the death wouldn't mean much, really. It's actually preferred to die in a lot of spots.
Yeah, there's some areas where it's optimal, or at least beneficial. Depending. I like this ending cutscene. It's where you learn that like Jack is like little Jack is Big Jack, and you're from the present and not the past. And to quote Daxter, he says, "The more you think about it, the more it hurts your head." Oh, I'm gonna do the hard lock. There's like
Nice.
a guaranteed hard lock during this cutscene if you skip it at the right time.
Oh my god. The area wasn't loaded fully. And that was oh, you'll see it on stream. Damn. That was freaky.
And hard luck.
Nice. Grats.
I'm gonna load up the dash. See what all the hubbub is.
Nice soft block.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see the last couple of sections or the last couple of missions that Sicky did. I'm about to go into construction site. Just still on my way driving there. That's what we were talking about earlier. A lot of this game is actually just driving. Or rather, getting from one mission to another. Sub 10's not gonna sub 110 is not gonna happen for me. Dang.
Every time I watch your stream, it looks like you're on PS3 because it just looks so good.
That's the component cables. But I to be honest, I'd rather run this game better than having good quality in terms of cables and stuff. Oh my god. See right there, there's one of these spots where I don't know, the game just lags a lot. Has to load in a bunch, so the hover drops for you.
I see what happened. Yeah, this is a really common, like this, and then the two going to core are all very notorious for dropping. Oh, I didn't stop my stream. The game hard locked. If you skip that cutscene right there, the game crashes. Yeah, you see here he's using Peacemaker, which is another common strat.
It's a bit easier. You gotta spray optimally to save time with the yellow gun, and sometimes that's really hard. Oh yeah, time by the way. Oh my god. I can see it on stream. I'll tell you what it was.
Wait.
Times the 1:11:18. All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
GG.
Yeah, my run had quite a few mistakes, especially early on with that def. That was like the most demolishing def you can get. And continuing with a def like that is really unfortunate too, because you'll fall behind by again like 3 minutes. But yeah,